Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do one of my favorite drinks to try out at a new espresso or at a new shop, and that is the One and One. For those that don't know, it is when you split a double shot and you have one shot of plain espresso, then the other half is a combination of milk and espresso, and it's pretty much a macchiato by the ratio. So the reason before I get into making it, the reason why I like this drink is it gives you a taste of the raw straight espresso that you're going to find at a shop. So you get an idea what the flavor notes of that espresso are, and then you get to taste their milk drinks as well. So it kind of gives you a chance to experience the basics of that shop. It also gives you a chance to understand, does this shop know what they're doing? Because you can have a killer espresso, but your people don't know how to do a milk drink, or you can cover up a very, very bad espresso with a lot of obviously sugar, milk, all that. So this is, you're getting kind of like the pure form to try both. So pretty standard setup. Going to fill up my portafilter. I'm using the same Nicaraguan beans from Sweet Maria's that I used yesterday. Once again, I'm just using a very cheap Amazon fine distribution tool. I didn't see the need for, especially for this machine, to buy a fancy distribution tool. Maybe when I upgrade, I'll get something nicer. So now that we got our puck all ready to go, going to get my 2 espresso cups that have been warming up. Going to put them under. Now, with my machine, I cannot steam and brew at the same time. It's a single boiler machine. It's not a heat exchanger, not a dual boiler. So I have to pull the shots and then go from there to steaming milk. So you do run the risk of what they call killing a shot, or not killing a shot, but having a shot burn. So off camera, while I'm steaming, I will probably just let the milk, or not let the espresso sit. I know what the espresso tastes like. Personally, I don't find it to be too bad when it sits for a few minutes. It is what it is. It's something I've gotten used to with this machine. In the future, it won't be a problem. So let's get into it. It's time to pull the shot. A little pre-infusion. Nice. Hit both cups perfectly. Really glad it drew out into both at the exact same time, so volume should be pretty consistent. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it there. I think we got what looks like 2 very, very good shots. Really quickly, clean up, rinse the group head, flush out the portafilter, and now I'm gonna prep for steam. This machine takes a couple seconds to get to steam temperature. I'm using a very, very tiny pitcher. I have my normal larger pitcher here, but I'm really only doing about an ounce worth of milk is what I'm going to be using. So it's a little hard for me to control in this tiny little deal. I wish I could show you the steam, but it's a little harder to angle for that. Just trying to aerate enough till when you start to feel it get warm in your hand. So right now I'm infusing the air into it, and now we're just mixing. Get a nice rollover, and you're basically looking now till you can't keep your hand on there. And this heats up really quick. One drawback of the Bravo Boost Express is you can see all the burnt on milk there. That's a issue. Most of the high quality machines, it's a insulated steam wand, so you just wipe off the milk. Got a nice, appears to be a nice little froth there. Let's go ahead and see if I can do a little latte art in this. Usually I don't even bother, I just pour. No, pretty much garbage. Kind of looks like a little apple. All right, next time when I see you guys, I'm going to be sitting down having a drink. All right, so now it's time to drink. One thing I forgot to show you all is just wiping down the steam wand and then just purging the steam wand to make sure there's no milk or anything in the tip of the steam wand. So the bean I used is from Sweet Maria's. Got a bag here. It's the Nicaragua. My Spanish is horrible. Finca Buenos Aires Lot 2. The flavor profile for it is City Plus to Full City Plus, crowd pleasing raw cane and brown sugars, accented notes of vanilla bean, roasted almonds, dried apple hints. I would think it should say hints of dried apple. Mild acidity, bittersweet finish, and they say it's a good single origin for espresso. I'm gonna use my fancy. I love these little random little espresso. They say it's a spoon just to kind of mix it. I could swirl it, but we got a cool little spoon like that, why not? So now the first part of the 1-in-1 I always do is the shot first. Beautiful smell. I would say I definitely get that acidity of it. It may be a little, say possibly over extracted, but overall for what I know this bean to be, it's pretty good for what I expect. I get a little of that tartness from, yeah, it's got that tart, a little bit of sweet. This is not a very sweet bean to me. Not in the traditional sense of like fruity sweet. It's more that dark, rich, chocolatey, nutty, very bodied type espresso. Beautiful. So that is that. Now we'll go on for the second part, which is the milk. So that's a little macchiato. So you can see my horrible latte art there. But it's very hard to, at least for me, when you're doing a 1 ounce pour, to get anything on there at all. So I'm going to once again mix that as well. Normally I don't, but that's kind of sat for a little bit. Now this is technically a breve. I used heavy cream for it. And talk about a drastic change. With the breve, you get a creamier, sweeter kind of taste compared to regular milk. At least that's my experience. But it definitely intensifies that sweetness of it. But yet, because this is such a nice bodied coffee, you still get that. It says almond there, but I will just say nutty, chocolatey kind of flavor there. So you get an amplification of the sweet notes, along with that creamy bit of the heavy creamer half and half, and just a beautiful experience. So once again, the reason I like this is you get to experience both forms, milk-based and pure. Gives you an idea of what maybe an Americano might taste with them. It also gives you an idea of what can be done with a latte. And by this little tip for me, instead of, if you're trying new things, I know we've got a lot of people around that want to try new coffees. Instead of going with something with heavy caramels or chocolates or whatnot, just make one change. Instead of just asking for a regular latte, ask them for a breve. If they don't know what that is, it's probably not a good shop. But just ask if they have any heavy creamer or half and half. And that alone will infuse that little extra sweetness without adding a whole bunch of extra syrups and sugars on top of it, which will completely mask the flavor of the coffee. So that's why I like that. If you got any questions, comment below. If you got any other thoughts or questions, anything you'd like to see me make next, once again, put that down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.